Light a candle in the mirror, watch the flame distort my face. I'm attending my own service in this quiet rented space. Folded hands but no religion, just a eulogy unsaid for the person I was becoming before something killed it dead. No casket in the chapel, no marble carved in stone, just a pulse that keeps on beating in a body overgrown. They say funerals are closure, but this one never ends. These are funeral songs for the living and for the barely alive. Flowers for the parts of me that didn't survive. Funeral songs for the breathing, for what I used to be. I'm grieving in real time the death inside of me. The death inside of me. I wear a black beneath my clothing. No one knows the dress code's mine. I shake hands with my reflection, offer condolences in time. I'm sorry for your bright eyes, sorry for your reckless hope, sorry that the world was heavier than you were built to hold. Photographs are proof of someone I don't recognize at all. A smile like open windows before the walls grew tall. You can't bury what still moves, you can't silence what still proves. These are funeral songs for the living, anthems low and slow, petals on the version of me I had to let go. Funeral songs for the breathing, for innocence undone, for every dream that flickered out before it had begun. For it had begun. Post in pieces, rest in pieces. I'm not mourning flesh and bone, I'm mourning fire turned to stone. I'm mourning laughter without fear, the voice that used to ring so clear. How do you say goodbye to someone who shares your name? How do you light the pyre without lighting the flame? Maybe grief isn't leaving, maybe it's rearranging space, making room for who you are by honoring what you can't replace. I am both the mourner and the grave. These are funeral songs for the living. These are funeral songs for the living, for the cells we outgrow, for the fragile shining versions we'll never know. Funeral songs for the breathing, for the shattered and the strong. If you're still here but feel half gone, this is your song. I'm gone. Rest easy, younger me. Did I betray you by choosing to survive? Did I trade your wonder just to stay alive? You wanted oceans, I chose the shore. You wanted open skies, I built a door. But maybe you're not buried, maybe you're asleep under the caution I learned to keep. I didn't mean to lose you. I just didn't know how to protect you. I'm mourning myself, but I won't pretend that who you were has to be the end. Mourning myself with love, not blame. Carrying forward your fragile flame. You're not gone, just changed. There's a hollow in the corner where the sunlight used to fall. Now the curtains stay half open like they're mourning on the wall. Every object is a witness, every shadow knows my name. This room remembers who I was before I learned the shame. The bed still dips on your side even though you're gone. Or maybe it's just a memory pressing all night long. I don't need a cemetery, I've got one down the hall. There are graves in my bedroom, underneath the floor, buried conversations I don't have anymore. Graves in my bedroom, beneath the sheets in there. Every dream we planted, still rotting there. The dresser holds confessions in the bottom drawer. Ticket stubs and broken vows I don't touch anymore. The mirror knows the version of me that used to changing furniture, thought it might reset. But grief doesn't care about where you put the bed. You can repaint the ceiling, you can change the frame, but ghosts memorize every version of your name. Maybe I should move, pack the bones away, but something in me knows they'd follow anyway. This room isn't haunted, it's honest. There are graves in my bedroom, under every breath, not of flesh and bone, but of small quiet deaths. Graves in my bedroom where love used to bloom. Now I lie awake in my private tomb. Morning comes, but nothing's exhumed. I found them there at midnight, petals dark as spilled ink, laid across the cabin on the side we used to sink. No note, no explanation, just thorns beneath the blown. A funeral in miniature, perfuming up the room. They weren't red with anger, they weren't white with peace. They were something in between that never found release. Every petal holds a word we didn't say. Black roses on my pillow, blooming while you lay. Love turned into mourning in the quietest way. Black roses on my pillow, soft against my skin, beautiful and dying like the state we're in. I press one to my heartbeat, feel the fragile spine. It pricks just enough to remind me you were mine. The Senate faint and bitter, like memory in bloom. A sweetness edged with sorrow that lingers in the room. I never threw them out, I let them slowly dry. Watch the petals curl inward like a final goodbye. Even when they wither, they don't lose their shit. Black roses on my pillow, staining all my sleep, growing in the silence of promises we couldn't keep. Black roses on my pillow, thorns beneath the thread. Every night I rest my head beside what's left unsaid. Still beautiful, still gone. Maybe love doesn't vanish, maybe it just changes hue, from crimson heat and daylight to midnight's deeper blue. Maybe grief is just love with nowhere left to go, so it curls into a darker shade and quietly grows. I don't blame the flowers for blooming black as night. They're honest about endings, they don't pretend it's light. I keep them close, even though they hurt. Black roses on my pillow, where your head once stayed, a garden of remembrance that never truly fades. Black roses on my pillow. destiny. She thought love was a lighthouse and truth would always win. She didn't know how heavy the world could press your skin. I'd keep her picture folded in the pocket of my coat, a reminder of the promises I never got to hold. She didn't see it coming, the slow and silent theft. I'm a widow to my youth, to the fire in my veins, to the fearless kind of hope that never knew these chains. Widow to my youth, to the light behind my eyes. Now I'm standing at the altar where her innocence lies. She trusted every open door, every hand that reached, spoke her mind like gospel before she learned to preach. She danced without a mirror, sang without a key, never measured out her worth in who she had to be. Now I weigh every sentence like it's carved in stone. Careful with my laughter, careful being known. Time didn't kill her loudly, it just asked her to adapt. I'm a widow to my youth, to the reckless golden glow, to the version of myself who didn't have to know. Widow to my youth, to the softness in my hands. Now I fold them in my lap, trying to understand. She deserved more time. Maybe she's not buried. Maybe she's beneath the armor that I gathered to protect my fragile teeth. Maybe she still whispers when I dare to dream. Maybe she still flickers in the in-between. I don't wanna please her or pretend she never was. I just wanna carry her without the weight of because I don't mean to outgrow you, I just didn't know how to keep you safe. I'm a widow to my youth, but I still speak her name. I light a candle in my chest and guard her little flame. Widow to my youth, but not forever apart. She lives in quiet corners of my weathered heart. She isn't gone, she's waiting for me to remember.
I catch reflections moving half a second late, like someone else inside the glass, deciding on my fate. The smile doesn't fit me, the eyes look rearranged, like something borrowed my features but left me feeling strange. I hear my voice in conversation, but it echoes wrong, like it's coming from a hallway that's been empty for too long. Every mirror holds a different shade of me. Ghosts wear my face. There's the one who stayed too quiet, the one who let it slide, the one who swallowed every truth and let the anger hide, the one who loved too recklessly, the one who wouldn't try, the one who built a wall so high even hope couldn't climb. They visit when I'm tired, when my guard is thin. They slip into my posture like they're moving in. They don't want revenge, they just wanna be seen. Ghosts wear my face, look through my eyes, carry the weight of unfinished goodbyes. Ghosts wear my face, breathe in my chest, haunting the choices I thought were best. We're still here. Maybe they're not phantoms, maybe they're threads of every version of me that never fully fled. Maybe I'm a house with too many rooms, some locked in daylight, some sealed in gloom. If I turn and face them, will they fade away? Or will they finally have something to say? I don't need to banish them, I need to understand them. Ghosts wear my face, but they're not my enemy. They're fragments of fire that shaped who I'd be. Ghosts wear my face, and maybe that's okay. I am every shadow that led me to today. In the mirror now, we stand together. I used to feel the seasons in the marrow of my bones. Now winter lives inside me, no matter where I roam. Sunlight hits my window, but it doesn't break through. It lands on skin that's present, but no longer new. I answer when you call me, I show up when I'm asked, but there's a hollow in my footsteps, like I'm walking through the past. Heart beat steady, but something's missing. Dead before dying, breathing but not alive, moving through the motions, just trying to survive. Dead before dying, eyes open wide, but the fire that once burned has long since stepped aside. I used to chase horizons like they owed me something more. Now I sit and watch the ceiling like it's safer than the door. Every dream feels distant, like it belonged to someone else. I folded up ambition and put it on a shelf. Laughter sounds mechanical, smiles feel rehearsed. It's not that I'm in pieces, it's that I've been dispersed. No tragedy, just erosion. Dead before dying, color drained to gray. Every bright intention worn thin and frayed. Dead actually being alive. Maybe I built too many walls just to make it through the night. Maybe numbness felt safer than breaking in two, so I muted every feeling, even the good ones too. If I let it hurt again, would it mean I'm waking up? If I let myself feel joy, would it be enough? I don't wanna vanish, I just wanna feel something real. Dead before dying, but not beyond repair. There's still a pulse beneath the frost, still oxygen in air. Dead before dying, but maybe not done. Maybe beneath the silence there's a spark to be won. If I'm not gone yet, maybe I can return.
It's not the shouting that breaks me, it's the space between the words, the way the house exhales at night after the last door's heard. Your footsteps used to echo down the narrow wall. The silence sings like static on an unanswered call. The clock keeps ticking louder since you're not around. Every second stretching thin against the hollow sound. It's not what's here, it's what is gone. This is the sound of missing you, a low and endless hum, like a song stuck in the background that never quite comes. The sound of missing you in the spaces we once knew. Every quiet moment, singing without you. The kitchen light still flickers at the same uneven pace, but there's no laughter bouncing off the corners of the place. Your name sits in my throat like it's waiting to be used, but saying it out loud feels like reopening a bruise. Even rain against the window sounds different now, like it's tapping out a rhythm I don't know how. I turn the TV on just to drown it out, to drown it out. This is the sound of missing you, a whisper in the walls, a distant kind of thunder that never truly falls. The sound of missing you in the middle of the night, when everything is sleeping but I'm awake with it inside. I hear you in the quiet. They say time softens edges of pain, but it sharpens the silence again and again. Because when the noise fades and the world goes still, that's when the absence gets loudest and real. Maybe missing someone is a frequency only the heart can hear in its own key. If I stop listening, will it stop playing? This is the sound of missing you. Not a scream, not a cry, just a louder than ever.
There's a draft in my chest where the windows won't close. Curtains made of memories that nobody knows. Floorboards creak softly under steps I don't take. Every room inside me is starting to wake. There used to be music floating down the stairs. Now the air just lingers like it's unaware. I keep the lights on, but no one comes home. I've got an empty house heart, rooms without you, walls painted silence in every hue. Empty house heart, echoing slow, knocking on doors that won't open anymore. The kitchen of my laughter has gone cold and bare. No warmth on the stove, just dust in the air. The bedroom of my dreaming stays neatly made. No restless nights, no plans we laid. The hallway of forgiveness feels narrow and tight. Pictures turn backwards to avoid the sight. I walk through myself like a guest who won't stay. An empty house heart, vacant and white. Every feeling I had packed up inside. Empty house heart, windows cracked thin, letting the loneliness quietly in. Oh, it used to be alive. Maybe it's not ruined, maybe it's waiting for new footsteps instead of debating. Maybe the silence isn't the end, just space being cleared for something to mend. But right now it's hollow, right now it's true. Every corridor whispers of you. I don't need demolition, I need someone to move back in. An empty house heart, still standing strong. Even in absence, it carries on. Empty house heart, one day somehow will open its doors to the present unknown. Voice but not now. For now it echoes.
There's a piano in my chest, missing half its keys. Every note I try to play falls to its knees. Melody comes fractured, arm remain unsure. Every chord I reach for feels slightly impure. The metronome is steady, but my timing's off. I write my tears in measures that resolve to loss. I try to change the key, but it circles back to me. I'm crying in C minor, soft and unresolved. Every tear a tremolo, problem change sets me free. I'm crying in C minor with careful shaking hands. Every bar a barricade that no one understands. Crying in C minor under dim stage lights. A pause for the performance, but not the sleepless night. If I wrote it in a major, would it make it less true? Would brighter notes erase the darker hue? Or is grief just honest in a lower tone? A minor key confession carved in undertone. Maybe sadness has a scale that fits me best, where every chord progression settles in my chest. I don't wanna stop playing. I just want the music to feel lighter. Still crying in C minor, but I'm holding the line between the ache of yesterday and hope in every sign. Crying in C minor, but I haven't dropped the song. Even if it trembles, it still carries on. One day maybe I'll resolve.
I kept the porch light burning long after you were gone. Like somehow love could navigate what it had withdrawn. I left the door unlocked in case you change your mind. But time doesn't retrace its steps or reassemble what it unbinds. Your jacket's still in the closet, smelling faint and thin, like proof that something once lived here but won't walk in again. I waited for a miracle that never learned my name. No one comes back, not the way they were before. Not with the same soft laughter walking through the door. No one comes back from the places we outgrow. When something's broken open, it doesn't close. I scrolled through old messages like reading ancient scripts, trying to find the moment when it started to slip. There wasn't one explosion, no thunder in the sky, just small unanswered questions and longer goodbyes. We think love is elastic, that it stretches without tear, but sometimes it just thins until it disappears. You can revisit memories, but you can't something remains in the echo of laughter and invisible stains. No one comes back, yet I carry the proof in the space where you stood and the ache of the truth. The lights off now, the door is closed. I'm learning how to let it be so.
There's a shadow on the pavement, long and thin. It stretches from my heels to where I've been. It follows in the daylight, clings beneath the moon. A quiet wooden outline, like a silent room. No nails, no polished handle, no satin, no display. Just a shape that fits too neatly at the end of every day. I don't lie inside it, but it walks with me. Coffin-shaped shadow trailing at my feet, a silhouette of sorrow I can't quite defeat. Coffin-shaped shadow, dark against the sun, like something I've been dragging since everything came undone. It leans against the buildings when I stop to breathe, like it knows the weight I never fully leave. People see me standing, they don't see the frame, the outline of a version I'll never be the same. It's not about dying, it's about what's gone, the pieces of my former self that don't belong. I tried to outrun it, it kept my pace. Coffin-shaped shadow, thin and tall, a monument to moments after the fall. Coffin-shaped shadow, stitched into the ground. Every step I take makes the same dull sound. Still here, still near. Maybe it's not a coffin, maybe it's a seam where loss carved out a permanent beam. Maybe it's a marker, not of death but change, proof that I survived something strange. If the light shifts angle, it shrinks, it bends, reminds me even shadows depend. Break down lost, it doesn't wanna bury me, it just wants to be acknowledged. Coffin-shaped shadow, walking by my side, not an ending waiting, just grief I couldn't hide. Coffin-shaped shadow, fading in the sun. If I keep moving forward, it won't be the only one. And when night falls, it disappears with me.
I've been staring at the ceiling like it's holding up the sky, tracing cracks in plaster like fault lines in white. Hands pressed together but the words don't land, they fall back down around me like unclaimed sand. I used to speak in certainty like someone heard my voice. Now every prayer feels borrowed, like I don't have a choice. Through there, why is this so quiet? I'm staring at heaven with bare shaking hands, trying to rip an answer from what I don't understand. Staring at heaven for a sign, for a spark, scratching at the silence in the dark. Candles burn nothing, smoke curls thin and pale. I watch the flame flicker like a failing tale. People say there's purpose in every kind of pain, but I can't see the pattern in this endless rain. If there's a greater reason, it's written out of reach, and I'm tired of believing in lessons you don't teach. I'm not asking for a miracle, just a voice. I'm staring at heaven till my fingers bleed, demanding some comfort for what I need. Staring at heaven through doubt and fear. If you won't come closer, at least come near. Say something. Hey, Stanley. Maybe faith isn't thunder, maybe it's small whispers surviving when certainty falls. Maybe the tearing is proof that I care, that I wouldn't be reaching if nothing was there. But right now the sky feels sealed and closed, and I'm left with questions nobody chose. I don't wanna fight you, I just wanna feel you. Still tearing at heaven, but slower now. Not with anger, just somehow tearing at heaven with worn out hands, hoping the silence still understands. If you're listening, I'm still here.
I've been counting all my failures like beads along a chain. Every small betrayal, every hidden stain. If you see the whole of me, unfiltered, unconfessed, you trace the cracks in my design and call it what's left. I was raised on holy fire, on right and wrong in ink, but somewhere in the middle I slip between the links. If mercy has a memory, I'm afraid of what it keeps. God, please forget me, erase me from your sight, lose my name in heaven's book, blur me out of light. don't forget me. Even when I fall, even when I question if you're there at all. God, don't forget me when I lose my way. If you see me clearly, let me stay. If you're still listening, teach me how to forgive. Go on, you never stop choosing to love.
Hush now, tired heart, you've carried enough weight. Lay your armor on the floor, let it rust beside the ache. No one's keeping score tonight, no one's calling names. You don't have to be the hero, you don't have to play the game. Close your eyes to all the noise that followed you all day. Let the dark be gentle now. It won't steal you away. You are not abandoned, even when it feels that way. This is a lullaby for the lost, for the ones who slip between, for the souls who feel invisible in places they've been seen. A lullaby for the broken, for the heavy and the small. You are still worth holding through it all. Through it all. If your name feels fragile on the tip of your own tongue, if your dreams are threadbare from battles never won, if you walk through crowded rooms like a shadow on the wall, if you shrink to fit the silence so you're not too much at all, there is nothing wrong with you for feeling out of place. Even stars drift lonely in the vastness of their space. You don't have to shine tonight, just breathe. This is a lullaby for the lost, for the ones who couldn't stay, for the parts of you that wandered far away. A lullaby for the grieving, for what you used to be. You are still becoming, even if you can't yet see. The world can be unkind, it can bend you thin, it can make you question the shape you're in. But even bent branches still reach for the sky, even tired lungs still try. And if no one told you lately, let this be the sound. You are not a mistake, you are not unbound. Rest now, you're allowed.
There's a candle on the windowsill, burning low and thin, wax pooling like quiet tears along the edge of skin. The room is almost shadow, night pressing at the door. The flame bends with every breath, like it's not sure what it's for. I've been watching it for hours, afraid to look away, as if my gaze alone could make it wanna stay. It trembles in the silence, but it hasn't gone out. Last light flicker, don't fade from me. You're the smallest proof that I still believe. Last light flicker in the hollow air. Hold on just a moment, I'm still here. I've seen brighter seasons, I've known a stronger glow, but even dying embers remember how to glow. The walls feel close and heavy, the night feels vast and wide, but that fragile little fire refuses yet to hide. Maybe it's stubborn, maybe it's weak, maybe it's the only thing left of what I seek. Every shadow grows, but so does flame. Last light flicker, thin and small, still defying the darkened wall. Last light flicker on the edge of gone. If you survive this night, maybe so will I at dawn. Don't leave. What if hope isn't roaring? What if it's this, a quiet insistence that persists? Not a blaze in the skyline, not a sign from above, just a fragile resistance to giving up. If I cup my hands around you, will you breathe again? Or do I have to trust you know how to withstand? You're still burning, so am I. Last light flicker, stay with me through the doubt and the disbelief. Last light flicker, soft but bright. If you make it through the dark, I'll make it through the night. And somewhere past the window, morning waves. Fire's long been over, but the smell still lingers here. Threads of smoke in every breath, ghosts in the atmosphere. I walked away at sunrise while the embers glowed behind, carrying what was left of us in the corners of my mind. My clothes are stained with memory, my hips still taste the flame. Even when the blaze is gone, it doesn't leave the same. Some things burn out loudly, some just turn to dust. Ashes in my heart, falling as I move, tiny gray reminders of everything we lose. Ashes in my heart, soft against my skin.
shake it off me, brush it to the floor. But grief is light and stubborn, it clings to you some more. The mirror shows a stranger, smudged in smoke and night, with silver traces woven through the fading light. They say that time is cleansing, like rain against the ground, but sometimes it just spreads the sun around and all around. It's not the fire I'm mourning, it's what it used to warm. Ashes in my hair, just stay through the day, settling on my shoulders in a quiet ashen gray. Ashes in my hair, carried by the breeze, a fragile kind of evidence of love that couldn't be. Still falling, still falling, still falling. Maybe something beautiful can rise from what was burned. Maybe loss is just the cost of lessons that we learned. Ashes are what remains when something once was bright. It doesn't mean it wasn't real, or that it wasn't right. If I wash it out tonight, will I forget the flame? Or will the heat still echo every time I say your name? I don't regret the fire, I just miss the